nonsense. Alan Jones mocks Meghan and Harry as insufferable and use dirty money to meet politician. Alan Jones labels Meghan Markle and Prince Harry insufferable and argues they have no right to meet with politicians and world leaders after their whirlwind trip to New York. Sky News host Alan Jones has lashed out at Prince Harry and Meghan Markle over their high-profile trip to New York, labeling the pair insufferable for wanting to meet with influential leaders in the city. The Australian commentator discussed the couple's three-day trip on Tuesday night, claiming that he wished they had the courtesy to offer an eye mask and earplugs to those who had to witness their public appearances. "These two are truly insufferable," the 80-year-old said. Mr. Jones believed that the couple's trip to New York was for a bunch of do-gooder activities and argued the pair shouldn't need to arrange meetings with those in powerful positions. Honestly, on what basis are these two non-working members of the royal family meeting any politician or world leader? He further added that everyone was sick of Meghan and Harry's messages on climate change, the coronavirus pandemic and famine. "I mean, the whole world is fed up with these two and their preaching," he continued. "I thought they wanted to live a quiet life out of the limelight. I think we wish they did." Harry and Meghan's whirlwind three-day tour began on September 23, where they met governing officials at the One World Observatory, and then visited the United Nations to discuss COVID-19, racial justice and mental health with the U.S. Ambassador to the UN Linda Thomas-Greenfield. The couple also attended the World Health Organization offices to talk about global vaccine equity and attended a primary school in the neighborhood of Harlem where Ms. Markle read her children's book The Bench to students. Meghan and Harry are facing criticism for flying by private jet from New York to California, a journey that emits 17 tons of carbon emissions. After flying across the country in their private jet, the Duke and Duchess touched down in Santa Barbara and were pictured embracing their team. It comes just hours after they went on stage at a gig that called for climate change action, and demanded tough new eco-laws to halve U.S. emissions by 2030. Harry and Meghan spoke at the star-studded Global Citizen Live concert in New York, dubbed Wokestock. Royal author Penny Junor, 71, told The Sun, "I do think this is hypocrisy. I'm sure there were plenty of scheduled flights." She added, "I do not understand why they are behaving as if they are superstars. His father has been known to take scheduled flights. His brother takes scheduled flights. This totally muddies the waters of their climate message. They are shooting themselves in the foot by taking private flights." They then met with the United Nations Deputy Secretary-General Amina Mohammed before appearing at the Global Citizen Live event in Central Park to urge leaders to fight for vaccine equity and continue taking action on climate change. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle recently got called out for allegedly trying to transform the entire NYC trip into nothing more than a marketing stunt. This observation has been brought to light by royal commentator Daniela Elza. According to a report by the Daily Star, she argued that the Sussexes are trying to sell themselves to the United States as royals. Wanting to pay their respects at the site where thousands of people lost their lives is one thing, planning an event that involved 2 photo calls is entirely another. Ms. Elza also added that since they no longer possess any diplomatic standing or roles, they are not representatives of the Crown. It is now 18 months since the Duke and Duchess arrived in the US, and the COVID pandemic, along with Meghan's second pregnancy, would seem to have delayed their ability to fully launch themselves onto the American market as public figures. This New York trip, however, can be considered the opening move in their campaign to establish their new, shiny stateside public identities and to try to carve out a place for themselves in the national firmament. Before concluded, she added, to take part in a visit with no clear or definable philanthropic goal aside from ensuring a volley of images making them look royal.